Kaiju number 8 is about to undergo its biggest maintenance yet, and in preparation for that maintenance, they have already given you in your gift box right now 1,000 dimensional crystals. Not quite a full multi, but still this is very good. It is a lot better than any of the previous gifts they've given us, in my opinion. So 1,000 dimensional crystals, I will take it. Now, a lot of people are going to be wondering, what are they going to be adding to the game? Well, it's a pretty large maintenance. It's going to be 3.5 gigabytes of data, so it's going to take a minute, thus the 1,000 dimensional crystals. And we already do have kind of an outline or a roadmap, if you will, of what to expect coming to the game. So right after the download is finished, coming up here on the 16th, you will be able to log into the game and there should be some new content in the game. What content is that? Well, they actually did the post saying what content to expect a while back, and I think people have just forgotten about it, so I'm going to go over that really quickly. And then I also want to talk about what people are looking for in the game and what they want updated in the game to make the game more playable and returnable and user-friendly, because there are a lot of comments on this maintenance notice, and it's really, really interesting what people have to say. So first off, what can we expect, right? First, we had the Kaiju number 1 defeated. This was posted back when that happened, and it says the next raid battle will be available later this month. In addition to that, though, right, we had September 8th, the main story chapter 3, that is already released. But then coming up after this maintenance, September 16th, Fierce Battle Area Limited. So it's going to be another, it seems like another Fierce Battle Area, okay? But it might be a limited edition. I don't know if it's going to be an add-on to the current Fierce Battle Area or its own separate thing entirely. I'm leaning towards its own separate thing entirely because I think the other Fierce Battle Area is going to be a permanent fixture, but who knows? Maybe they'll switch them out. I guess we'll have to see. Let me know down in the comments which way you think that's going to go. Is the new Fierce Battle going to replace the old one? Is the old one going to stay? Are we going to have two at once? Is this one going to be a limited one that changes each month? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Personally, I like the thought of keeping the current one as a permanent fixture. They add to it over time, so we get stages 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so on and so forth. And then we have limited ones each month, which would be good for giving us extra dimensional crystals and other rewards and stuff like that. That's what I would like to see in the game personally, because that would mean instead of replacing content, we're getting additional content, right? I don't want to see content replaced. I want to see additional content. That's my opinion. Later in September, this update is also going to include this as well, for sure. The next raid battle is going to be happening. So who knows, maybe they learned from the Kaiju number 1 raid, because I felt like that was over very quickly. I don't know. That was just my opinion. I would have liked for it to last a little bit longer, have a few more missions, things to do. And they can do so much and tweak so much about these raids. They don't have to keep it the way it is. Granted, I think it's fantastic. The first raid went really well and I really enjoyed it, but I would have liked more, right? So maybe they'll tweak it a little bit to give us a little bit more time to participate in the raid and do the raid and stuff like that for the next raid. Also, question, who do you think is going to be the next raid boss? Is it going to be Kaiju number 2? Is it going to be, one of the other Kaijus? I don't know if they'll go in chronological order or not, but just something to think about, right? We don't necessarily know who the next raid boss is going to be. They might not do Kaiju in general. They might do raid bosses of Defense Force members, which would be wild. I highly doubt they do that, okay? But I'm just throwing it out there as an option. Maybe there's a Defense Force raid boss. That'd be kind of nuts. But nonetheless, those are two things we know for sure that are coming to the game. However, I don't know that 3.5 gigabytes of data is in these two things alone. So that begs the question, what else are they adding to the game that they haven't shared yet? And people have some opinions, right, of things that they would like to see in the game. I would also love to see your opinions down in the comments, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you'd like to see come to the game. All right, so starting with, I'm going to ignore it. Well, actually, I'll read this as well. I'll just kind of read through them. Some people are upset about random things, so a new unit every week or two is kind of horrible. You run out of ideas. Every 3 weeks sounds logical, in my opinion, like the majority of gachas. Does this mean a banner is coming? More than likely, like there's part of this download is 100% for a banner, right? More than likely, it's gonna be Hoshino, but we'll see. Praying for content, please, right? That's the main thing I think most people are looking for, is content at this point in the game, and that's what I would like to see. Because like I said, we're just currently in limbo right now with content. We're just kind of developing characters and waiting for stuff to happen in the game. All right, so here we go. Okay, y'all want to impress us, make multis where you can use crystals and tickets. That is one thing I have noticed about this game, and I think this is something they should do. Like, if you have 5 tickets, you can't buy 5 more tickets with the crystals. You can't do a multi. You have to either do singles or wait till you have 5 more tickets. That is a little bit annoying. So I think you should be able to combine tickets and crystals to do a multi. I think that would be nice. Make content where we actually struggle and build. Yes, there is one piece of content right now, and that is stage 15 of Fierce Battle. I mean, I guess you could consider the Kaiju battles as well, but there's not much content in the game that requires you to do a specific team build and actually struggle and try. You can literally throw, as long as you have your characters leveled up to 100, whatever characters you want onto a team and essentially win battles. Like, there's not a whole lot of skill that goes into this game, at least so far, which is good and bad, because it means it's accessible to every player, right? Every player can feel like they can play with any character they want in game and have a chance, but it also takes all the skill out of it, so people who are here for the challenge are going to get bored fairly quickly. So there's goods and bads to that. Lower stamina per diamond costs 80 for 100 stamina when you clearly offer 20 for 50 on Expedition. I would say, like, this isn't even taking into account that each time you buy stamina, the dimensional crystal cost goes up. I wish the dimensional crystal cost didn't go up that much, but it does that in like every gacha game. They're not changing that realistically. Finally, roadmap and pity system, please. They've kind of given you a roadmap, like I said. They haven't given you everything. I don't think, personally, if you're asking me, I don't think they know everything they're going to do, because they're like, holy crap, the people have progressed a lot faster than we thought they would. So let's get as much content that we had saved up out as we can now, and we'll figure out the rest later. I think that's what they're doing. Who knows? Maybe they had a really good plan in place. Maybe they expected exactly the timeline, the way it's progressed, but it's kind of hard to plan those things when you haven't released the game yet. You don't know how fast people are going to fly through it, right? And how much people are going to be demanding content. So it's hard to plan for. Thank you so much for listening. We need a box next to the energy box for additional energy. We need a resource boosting event. I would like to see a resource boosting event on weekends, like JJK does it, My Hero does it, pretty much every gacha game ever does some sort of resource boosting event at some point. This game, even though it's new, is in desperate need of resource boosting events, because it takes a lot of resources to work on your weapons, to work on your unit parts, to work on even just getting your characters leveled up to max level. It takes a crap ton, specifically of stamina, to get to where you need to be. So if they could do like reduced stamina on resources, like even that would be good. So I do think there should be a resource boosting event at some point in the game. I think that'd be really nice, and that's something they should definitely do. And then we need to unlock weekly bosses. I mean, I don't know about weekly bosses. That's a lot of content for them to pump out and try to make different skill sets and everything and stuff like that for the bosses. I don't know what the answer is here, to be honest. I don't know that that's the answer, though. And then we need to reduce the cost of money when we upgrade character levels. The money's fine. That's not really a problem, in my opinion. At least my personal opinion, I don't think that's a problem. So, can we have a release date for the Steam version? I don't have anything to say about the Steam version, man. They don't let emulators happen, so unfortunately, who knows? Who knows on the Steam version? That is kind of where they've fumbled the bag, I will say. I don't know if that's a Steam issue or a licensing issue or what's going on with that, but who knows? You really need to rework the gacha system to implement a 50-50 guaranteed system, implement some kind of event like ×2 rewards, and decrease stamina on weekends. Give us more gems, especially if you want to release characters each 1 to 2 weeks, right? So I agree with the dimensional crystals in a way, because with the amount of content there is in the game right now, people will have already used up all their dimensional crystals, and there's not an easy way to quickly and efficiently get dimensional crystals. There's always achievements to get a few at a time, but it's not much, man. You're never going to be able to save up. Like, even to save up one multi at this point in the game feels painful. And I don't know that the answer is them giving us more dimensional crystals necessarily, so much as content, replayable content, replayable competitive content that gives you high rewards for completing it, right? That's what this game is really missing. This game, just plain and simple, is missing end game content. If this game had replayable end game content with good rewards, this game would be one of the best gacha games out there, like straight up. Let me know if you guys disagree in the comments, but that's just my opinion, right? So those are just some of the comments that people are saying. Mainly people are looking at like the fact that there's no PC client, and they're also looking for the ability to do more summons because they want to play the game, and they're also looking for the ability to work on their characters. And I think all of those things, besides the PC client, I think all of those things, meaning the summoning and the working on your characters, can be solved by just adding more content into the game, which seems like that might be what they're doing with the 3.5 gigabyte download here. But once again, this is all we know of so far. So will it be more? Will it be less? Well, definitely not less, but will it be more? I don't know. It's yet to be seen. So let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see come to the game besides these two things for content. What do you think could give us more dimensional crystals? What do you think could give us more resources in the game and stuff like that? And if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.